Global headlines. Watch DD India in your country. Available for downlink in all Southeast Asian countries.
Welcome back. You're watching a special broadcast on 75th Independence Day. We are talking about the highlights of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address on the occasion, and Prime Minister, like we've been telling you, addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort after unfurling the national flag to celebrate India's 75th Independence Day. He remembered freedom fighters, he remembered Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and the Prime Minister also saluted Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru on this occasion. He spoke about the contribution of all those who made independence possible. Prime Minister expressed gratitude to doctors, health workers and scientists as well for the contributions that they've made in nation building, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. He said Indian athletes at the Tokyo Olympics have inspired the youth of the country, and now we are looking at a turning point as far as sports is concerned. Fulfillment of India's resolves in this Amrit Kal will take the country till 100 years of independence. So he asked citizens to make resolves and to fulfill them by the end of 25 years from now. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas is important for achievement of goals. So Sabka Prayas, so the efforts of all, has been added by the Prime Minister in his clarion call. Villages now have a network of optical fiber and power of data. Internet is reaching villages. So he spoke about the digital revolution in India. He said in coming years we will have to increase the collective power of the small farmers of the country. He said the focus of his government has been on empowerment of small farmers particularly. He said the government will soon rule out 100 lakh crore rupees Gati Shakti infrastructure plan to provide jobs to lakhs of people. This will ensure integrated infrastructure and will lead to a new era of economic zones. All Sainik schools in the country will now also be open for girls. So this is a landmark decision that will lead to equal opportunities for girls and empower women further in the country. Prime Minister remembered the freedom fighters, like we've told you.
Absolutely. And taking forward this conversation, fresh panel of guests, eminent guests are joining us now. Let me quickly introduce you to them. Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, former Director General Infantry, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, former senior diplomat, and also joining us in the studio is Subimal Bhattacharjee, cyber security analyst, also expert on issues concerning the Northeast. A warm welcome to all our guests and a happy Independence Day once again.
So Subimal, let's take the thread forward. I was asking you about the importance of the decision that the government of India has announced. Prime Minister spoke about how a digital platform or an e-commerce platform is being envisaged, through which more than 8 crore women in self-help groups across the country will be able to market their products to the world. What does this mean for digital revolution and for empowerment of rural communities?
At the outset, let me wish all of you a very happy Independence Day. As we step into the 75th year, and in the last few years, what we have seen with the reach of technology, and particularly Digital India as a program under this new government, a lot of new vistas have opened up. Number one, connectivity has gone to the far-flung areas. People have started orienting themselves to a digital ecosystem where not only they are benefiting from the services available, but themselves are becoming entrepreneurs in their own way. So this whole idea of self-help groups, and particularly concerning women, they are absolutely very, very pertinent, and I think they give an opportunity for a lot of people to showcase their talents, to showcase their products, to showcase their capabilities to the rest of the world. You take the example of Northeast. In a very short time, a lot of these self-help groups around handicrafts, around their traditional arts, culture and craftsmanship, they all are now making their products and capabilities available in very, very small positioning as they can do with whatever understanding and reach they have. Now, when this self-help group comes in and when they get the platform support, one for e-commerce and two, how to position themselves in those platforms, I think this is going to be a tremendous change to those people, not only in terms of earnings, but also in trying to boost up the self-confidence. That's very, very important, in a place where we are trying to build up the capacity in many ways. The Prime Minister's focus on Northeast has always been there right from 2014, and a lot of the steps that have taken have started showing results. So now if we are able to build up the economic activity with the help of such kind of steps, where we take Digital India, where we take the various schemes available and make it available for the common man, I think that will be a game changer.
Right. General Sanjay Kulkarni, if I can come to you, Prime Minister in his address, as far as the defence sector is concerned, he touches upon diverse aspects. On the one hand, he is celebrating modernization of defence infrastructure. There is aircraft carrier Vikrant that we are all very proud about. At the same time, he again underlines the key challenges in the years ahead, terrorism and expansionist tendencies in our neighborhood. So capacity building as against the challenges that we face as a country. How do you evaluate where we are as a nation at the moment?
To our countrymen on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day, and the way the Prime Minister covered and having started off with Sabka Prayas, it's the most important thing. Until and unless all of us unite to do it, it is not possible if we have to. And I really love that word, just do it. You know, there is no need for procrastination. There is nothing that we need to do. We have to just do it. No, he's tough. I think he was extremely happy. Probably he realized that the women had outperformed the men in our country, and therefore he was grateful that now the women have arrived, that they must be respected, they must be given the safety, and more than anything else, he announced the Sainik school admissions for the girls. I think that's a very big step forward, wherein now the girls will find admissions in the Sainik school and equal participants. Most of them have been there. Now we have girls not only as officers, we also have girls in the ranks. So that's a very big step forward with this kind of thing. Now the other thing that we spoke about, the capacity building, definitely. I think the capacity building takes time, and knowing how the adversaries around us are, the intentions can change overnight, and therefore the need for self-sufficiency. And therefore, he did, without mentioning anybody, he did mention that yes, there are challenges from terrorism, there are challenges from expansionism, and therefore we now need to keep ourselves ready at all times. There's no question of being, if you want a new India and if you're looking at something, we need to be prepared. Our capacity building will take time, but we are on the way. And therefore, like you rightly said, I think the very first, nothing like coming of a aircraft carrier Vikrant on the occasion of the Independence Day, indigenized aircraft carrier. We are one of those few countries in the world, one among the 8 countries in the world to be manufacturing an aircraft carrier. 76% of it is indigenized, and that's a huge step forward. I think not only just that, even in complete armament, the way the corporatization of the Ordnance Factory Board has taken place, the way the reorganization is taking place, the way we are looking towards Atmanirbhar and ensuring self-sufficiency in terms of at least, our own capacity building is concerned. And therefore, I think there were certain things that he clearly said. More important, I thought, at this point of time, he spoke on the attitude. What is important in life is attitude. And I think right from our school days, if you told, even if you were to give values of 1 to 26 in the alphabet A to Z, then you will see knowledge is only 96%. Hard work is another 97%. Leadership, 98%. But when it comes to attitude, it is 100%. 100% gives you all that, and we have arrived. We have shown that we have the capability. As a nation, we are capable. Why not then do it? And obviously, our scientific community comes up for a lot of praise for not just the COVID vaccine, but also in terms of the ways they have developed for the entire Atmanirbharta or self-sufficiency in complete armament. The credit goes to the DRDO, credit goes to the scientists and everyone. And therefore, I think these are aspects which he touched upon, and hopefully his vision we must be able to translate.
Absolutely. We'll take forward this conversation with our guests. Before that, let's get some glimpses of Independence Day celebrations from across the country. On the occasion of Independence Day, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh hoisted tricolour on the 75th Independence Day at his residence in the national capital. And amidst the celebration, the minister also distributed sweets among his staff. Those are glimpses of Independence Day celebrations at the residence of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. 75th Independence Day being celebrated across the country. And we take you through the images of celebration from different parts of the country.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh hoisted the national flag on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day, and sweets were also distributed at his residence. Now, Union Minister for Culture, Tourism and Development of Northeastern Region G. Kishan Reddy hoisted the national flag at his residence in the national capital on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day.
And BJP National President JP Nadda extended wishes to citizens of the country on Independence Day after hoisting tricolour at party's headquarters. Nadda wished for happiness everywhere in the country and the world, that India leaps forward towards development.
हम सब लोग आज संकल्प लें कि देश की प्रगति के लिए हम सब लोग पूरी ताकत के साथ लगेंगे, और जब देश शताब्दी वर्ष मनाएगा आज़ादी का 2047 में, तो एक शक्तिशाली देश के रूप में जो भी संभावनाएं हैं जिनको हम स्वप्न के रूप में देखते हैं, उसको पूरा करने के लिए हम सब लोग आतुर होकर के आज संकल्प लेकर के उस काम में जुटेंगे।
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla hoisted the national flag on Independence Day. He said, we attained independence after a long struggle, and now we are working towards becoming a new India as we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav this year.
इन 75 वर्षों में हमें विकास के कई नए आयाम तय किए हैं। अब हम नए भारत के निर्माण के संकल्प को पूरा करने की दिशा में कदम उठाए हैं। आज के दिन हम नई ऊर्जा, नई चेतना के साथ भारत के नवनिर्माण में अपने संकल्प को दोहरा रहे हैं। हम लोकतंत्र को सशक्त बनाते हुए देश के नवनिर्माण में अपनी सहभागिता और प्रतिबद्धता सुनिश्चित करें। ये वर्ष अमृत महोत्सव है, और अमृत महोत्सव में हम इस संकल्प के साथ, इस प्रतिबद्धता के साथ कि मेरा भी इस देश में कोई न कोई योगदान होगा, हम सब सामूहिक मिलकर योगदान करेंगे, तो आज़ादी के जब 100 साल होंगे तो हम हमारी आकांक्षाओं का भारत बना पाएंगे। जो हम वर्षों से इंतजार कर रहे थे, उन प्रतिबद्धताओं को पूरा कर पाएंगे।
And Independence Day celebrations continue. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat hoisted the national flag at Raja Shivaji College in Mumbai.
दुनिया में आर्थिक दृष्टि से कितने ऊपर हुए पिछले 30 सालों में हमारा देश सबसे कम अप्रभावित रहा। कारण क्या है? आज भी हमारे यहाँ समाज की इकाई कुटुंब है, और दूसरी बात है कि हम बचत करते हैं। इसके कारण आपका परिणाम नहीं हुए, तो वह कुटुंब एक इकोनॉमिक यूनिट फिर से बने, स्वचालित, स्वनिर्भर, स्वावलंबी। ऐसी अगर व्यवस्था रहे तो फिर रोजगार की समस्या नहीं होगी, सबको काम मिलेगा, अपने अपने स्थान पर काम मिलेगा।
ITBP and Army Jawans hoisted the national flags at their respective places. Let's take a look now. In Uttarakhand, the security forces holding the national flag high. Independence Day binds the entire country with a nationalist spirit, more so the security forces that are guarding our frontiers. ITBP Jawans holding the tricolour aloft as they walk in the border areas.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 मैं अभी मौजूद हूँ केवड़िया के
A moment of immense pride for all countrymen. India celebrating its 75th Independence Day. We've entered into 75 years of India's independence.
Hoisting of flags has special significance on the occasion of Independence Day. And here, visuals coming in from Ladakh. ITBP Jawans holding proudly the tricolour.
भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, जय, जय।
And those shots, those visuals coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Indian Defence Forces, the Army, celebrated Independence Day celebrations in Jammu and Kashmir with little children in attendance as well. '75th Independence Day being celebrated across the country. And here we were looking at visuals from across the country of Independence Day celebrations, Jawan, children, everyone coming together to celebrate this very, very special day for the nation. And Chief Ministers of various states also hoisted the national flag. Let's take a look at these special visuals that came in. Independence Day celebrations taking place across the country. Chief Minister Gehlot in Rajasthan hoisting the national flag. Those visuals coming in from Odisha.
Chief Minister Naveen
leading
Patnaik.
the Independence Day celebrations in the state.
Independence Day celebrations taking place in Tamil Nadu as well, where the DMK government participated in the celebrations. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin hoisting the national flag. In Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath also participating in 75th Independence Day celebrations, unfurling the tricolour on the occasion.
And those visuals of Independence Day celebrations coming in from Punjab. Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh leading the celebrations in the state.
And let's go back to the panelists that we were talking to. Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, we'll be coming to the guests in a brief while. Let's go across now to reporters. Meghna Dev is joining us from Kevadia in Gujarat, and Vishal is joining us from Dhemaji in Assam. Meghna, we've seen how Gujarat has put so much focus on development schemes, including tourism related schemes that has brought about a lot of transformation in the lives of people. First, how is Gujarat celebrating this day, and tell us about the kind of impact that these people centric tourism schemes are making in the lives of the people there.
Yes, absolutely. All the celebrations here in Gujarat for the 75th Independence Day are on, and I am currently at the Statue of Unity. So definitely, Munmun, one place to be at, especially on Independence Day. And there are tourists also who have come here, especially to visit on Independence Day, mark this occasion. Besides that, I am joined by very important people. Whenever you come to the Statue of Unity, these are the people who generally guide us through. So these are the guides here. And when we talk about how these tourism related schemes and the kind of development that Kevadia has seen in the past few years has impacted the area around, let me tell you, Narmada is a tribal area, and the tribals here have benefited from the different kind of schemes, especially the Statue of Unity, since it has come up. From then onwards, people here are getting employment in different sectors related directly or indirectly to tourism. I will quickly go to Neelam, who is joining me. Neelam is a guide here, and she is a physiotherapist by education. Neelam, what do you think? What kind of transformation have you seen? It is your hometown, and you have been born and brought up here. This place has transformed drastically. What do you have to say?
एग्जैक्टली मैम, लाइक आप जब केवड़िया का बिफोर एंड आफ्टर देखो तो आप में उसमें आपको बहुत ही वास्ट चेंज दिखेगा कि केवड़िया पहले क्या था और अब क्या हो चुका है। ये एकमात्र अपने प्रधानमंत्री की परिकल्पना थी कि केवड़िया की उन्होंने रौनक ही चेंज कर दी है पूरी। तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारी जगह पे आपको बहुत बड़ा चेंज दिखेगा, और यहाँ पे नेशनल इंटरनेशनल के बहुत सारे फंक्शंस भी हो रहे हैं, कई जगह से टूरिस्ट आ रहे हैं, तो केवड़िया की अब बहुत अलग ही शान है।
आप लोगों को क्या बताती हैं, किस चीज़ में लोगों को गाइड करती हैं यहाँ पर?
आई कैन स्पीक इन गुजराती, हिंदी, इंग्लिश एंड संस्कृत ऑल्सो।
Tell us, explain to us something in Sanskrit. Munmun, this is one place where you will actually see Sanskrit guides. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in February in his Mann Ki Baat this year had also, expressed his thing that how these Sanskrit guides are, coming up at Kevadia. Explain us something. What do you, explain to the tourists over here?
Yes, first of all, I introduce myself like. नमो नमः, मम नाम नीलम, अहम जंगल सफारी वने मार्गदर्शिका अस्मि, अत्र भवतां सर्वेषां हार्दं हार्दं स्वागतम् अस्ति।
So, I will also speak to a few more people here. So, these are all people from the nearby villages, and these people are, someone's working at the Digital Information Center, some people are working at the Jungle Safari, some at the Arogya one. So, the different attractions that have come up here at Kevadia have enabled these people to search, job opportunities here, and extensive job opportunities are available. Besides that, these people are also the nearby tribals, basically the Tadvi community, or you say the Rathwa, or the Vasawa community here. These are the tribal communities of around the area, have also come up with homestays, which the administration has helped them build. So now from there also they are generating income. So definitely one more addition to different kind of opportunities that are available around the vicinity of the area. I'm joined in by Ganga. Now Ganga is in herself a celebrity. Why so? Because the Prime Minister had shared her audio clip in the Mann Ki Baat program in February, and the Ganga explains to people in Sanskrit, and I would also like her to wish our viewers in Sanskrit for the 75th Independence Day.
नमो नमः सर्वेभ्यः, मम नाम गंगा, अहम एकता मूर्ते मार्गदर्शिका अस्मि, एवं अहम आकाशवाणी केन्द्रे अपि ट्रेनिंग अपि स्वीकृत्मि। पंचसप्तति दिने अद्य सर्वे अस्माकम् अधिकारिजना स्वागत कार्यालय समीपे अस्माकं नूतनं कार्यालयम् अस्ति, सर्वे अधिकारी तस्य उपस्थित एवं पंचसप्तति स्वातन्त्र्यदिने ध्वजोद्वहनं कृत्वा एवं राष्ट्रगान अपि कृत्वा।
Right. Right.
So she's telling us about the the flag hoisting that took place here at the Statue of Unity. So definitely, one place where tourists come, imbibe in themselves or inspire themselves with the essence of unity in diversity here. Munmun, we have earlier also seen several visuals. Whenever we come to the Statue of Unity, we do stories of different kind of tourism attractions that have come up at this place, and definitely this place has made a mark in a very short span of time. Yesterday I was speaking to the MD of the Sardar Sarovar Narmada Nigam, and he told us over 53 lakh tourists footfall has been received till date. It would have been obviously more, because due to the lockdown and the COVID situation, obviously the place was not open for tourists.
Right,
but
Meghna.
after that also this place has picked up and tourists are coming in. Yes.
Meghna, just a short while ago we were talking about celebrating linguistic diversity, which was also an important part of Prime Minister's address, and you gave us a first-hand glimpse of that. Stay with us while we sweep across some 3,000 kilometers from west of India to east of India, where colleague Vishal is present in Assam. Dhimaji, Vishal, a lot of mention of the Northeast by Prime Minister, from issues of connectivity to the Northeast and other parts of India, emerging as the growth engine. I see a lot of youngsters around you. How was that message absorbed and taken in by people in Assam?
Well, a very good day to you, Shubhendu. Before I answer to your question, very, very happy Independence Day to you and Munmun. And right now I am here at Karing Chopori village, which belongs to Missing community. Missing, not of English, M-I-S-I-N-G is the name of the tribe. This is the second largest ethnic group of Assam. They have migrated from Mongolia to Tibet to Arunachal and finally settled here in Assam, and this falls under Dhimaji district. We are on the banks of Brahmaputra river, and across this river is the Bogibeel bridge, which is the longest rail cum road bridge. And as far as connectivity is concerned, Shubhendu, let me tell you that I'm talking to you. This area was all flooded before the bridge was constructed. So not only a highway but also highway is there, and waterways as well. So let's talk to the people and ask them. As you can see, they are all beautifully dressed in tricolor. They all belong to the Missing tribe, which is the second largest ethnic group of Assam. What kind of preparation did you make before I answer the question what Prime Minister said about the connectivity of Northeast? What kind of preparations did you make? Because all you are beautifully dressed in tricolor.
Yeah, after this Bogibeel bridge, before there was no facility of transportation. Only the thing was we had to cross this river by boats and all. So it took lots of time. So it took around 4 to 5 hours to reach Dibrugarh. So our area, it is flood affected area. For medical facilities, for higher studies, we had to cross this river. The only means of transport was boat. So now after this construction of this bridge, now we are facilitated with the transport system, and within an hour we can reach Dibrugarh. And for medical facilities and all, now we are very much happy to get this bridge.
Shubhendu, as you heard, she's talking about connectivity between the two districts, but let me tell you, this is quite an important bridge as far as the strategic importance is concerned, because it not only connects two different districts of Assam, but it also connects people from Assam to Arunachal. Arunachal shares its international boundaries with China, and because of that, this bridge has got a lot of importance. It has got rail and road both. And so in time of any eventuality, we can reach there, and all that is required for the war, for the battle with the enemy can be placed there well in time. Let's talk to some more people and ask them, कितना तैयारी करा था आपने आज के लिए? ये पूरा आपने ड्रेस ऐसा पहना हुआ है?
हम लोग ने एक हफ्ते पहले ही सब तैयारी की है, कोशिश किए थे अच्छा से करने, फिर भी बहुत अच्छा हुआ। और आप लोग आए, आप लोग का सहायता से हम लोग पूरे इंडिया को दिखा सक रहे हैं, उसी के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
पूरे इंडिया को आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगे? नॉर्थ ईस्ट की तरफ से इतना अच्छी कनेक्टिविटी मिल गया है, कितना अच्छा लग रहा है आपको? बोगीबील बन गया है, मोबाइल नेटवर्क आपके पास है, इस पूरे इलाके में पहले फ्लड्स था, अब यू आर गेटिंग 4 क्रॉप्स अ ईयर, यू बिलोंग टू द मिसिंग ट्राइब. सो व्हाट इज द मैसेज फॉर इंडिया? हाउ डू यू फील अबाउट द कनेक्टिविटी इशू एज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल?
First of all, I wish you all, everyone, happy 75th Independence Day. I want to say that everyone have to come and visit this place once, and you have to enjoy the view of this Bogeyville Bridge. That's it. Thank you.
Why not? We can come because now connectivity is no issue there. I've got a little girl before I go back to you.
And Vishal, please also get us something in the native language. Also, we just heard a bit of Sanskrit from Kevadia, Gujarat. Why don't you get us something in their own local language to us?
Sure, Shubhendu. Apni local language mein, if you can speak and wish the people of the country, because the Prime Minister is always talking about linguistic diversity, and you surely have Assamese, which is quite rich. So how would you wish people of the nation in Assamese?
আমাৰ অসমৰ পৰা সকলোলৈকে 75th ইণ্ডিপেণ্ডেন্স ডে উপলক্ষে বহুত বহুত শুভকামনা যাচিছোঁ।
I can also understand a little bit of Assamese. She said, "Bahut bahut shubhkamna, a lot of congratulations to you. We are all celebrating 75th anniversary." There's a little girl, Shubhendu. Let's listen into what she has to say.
Bande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai. Bande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Bharat Mata ki Jai is the slogan here. Bande Mataram from the little girl. She is very sweet. We just saw how enthusiastic she is we saw her dancing, we saw her singing. She can also sing the national anthem in Hindi, which shows that Northeast is now very much connected with the mainland, and it is very much easy to reach each and every part, because Bogeyville is one such example, Shubhendu, but there are many things coming up. There are 15 operational airports here in the Northeast, which has made connectivity very, very easy, and so Northeast is also on the path to progress, and this is all because of the vision of the Prime Minister. Absolutely. Has always believed that these states are Ashtalakshmi, which means that they are 8 Lakshmis, and Lakshmi means they have got a lot of resources, natural beauty, natural resources, and India is proud to have all these 8 states, and along with them I also wish you and Shubhendu a very happy Independence Day.
Absolutely. Happy Independence Day to you as well. There's so much vibrancy and enthusiasm that we are seeing from India's Northeast as well as from Gujarat. Well, on that note, we'll take a short break, but we'll be back soon with much more. Stay tuned.
Wishing what means to speak in missing. It's a beautiful dialect. You told the right thing.
हाय, आप अपनी पहली सैलरी कैसे खर्च करेंगे? डेफिनेटली कुछ पैसे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा।
मैं अपने छोटे भाई के लिए स्मार्टफोन खरीदूंगी।
मैं अपनी पहली सैलरी अपने पापा मम्मी को देना चाहूँगा।
मुझे ट्रैवलिंग का बहुत शौक है।
मैं लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लूँगा, क्योंकि वो मेरे और मेरी फैमिली की सिक्योरिटी के लिए जरूरी है।
Welcome back to the special presentation. Celebration of 75th Independence Day continues, and a special panel of guests also continue to stay with us. Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, and Subimal Bhattacharya.
Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, thank you for your patience so far. The Prime Minister spoke about the 2 challenges that the world faces, including India, of terrorism as well as expansionism. He said that India is facing both the challenges with a lot of might. Is there no doubt that India has used every opportunity to embarrass those powers which believe in the concept of terrorism and maritime or taking away navigation rights of so many countries? Has India used every opportunity to embarrass them, to expose them, the most recent being in the UNSC itself?
Greetings for the Independence Day. Absolutely. It is the enthusiasm of every citizen that was quite evident in your clips that you were playing, which shows what India we have today. A confident India, a proud India, and that India, as the Prime Minister said, is a new India which can take tough decisions. We have certainly been a victim of terror, and we are facing expansionism, but the way we have exposed them, we have managed at different fora to point out that terrorism is something that which will afflict each and every country. In fact, from our neighborhood, terrorism radiates to all parts of the world, which is very well known. One of the former foreign secretaries of Britain had said that 75% of the terror incidents that happen anywhere in the world have a link to Pakistan. So that is the kind of impact that terror that emanates from Pakistan happens across the world. And then there is expansionism, because there is a country which is not only rising, but it is threatening everybody. And the kind of strong arm tactics that have been used, the expansionist behavior. Today, China, which is to our north, has conflicts with 18 countries because of the kind of behavior that they are engaging in. So the world has taken note of it, and India is at the forefront to point out that these are two twin challenges that have to be dealt with together. And gradually that message is sinking in, because it is quite evident that if not today, then tomorrow, there will be a country, every country will be a victim of terror. But we need to continue this message, we need to stay firm, and we need to work with every country that is willing to work with the like-minded countries, with the right-thinking countries, with the democratic countries, to blunt this twin challenge of terrorism and expansionism.
Right, and just as we take this discussion forward, let's also listen into what Prime Minister had to say on the issue of challenge of terrorism that lies ahead.
आज दुनिया भारत को एक नई दृष्टि से देख रही है। इस दृष्टि के दो महत्वपूर्ण पहलू है, एक आतंकवाद और दूसरा विस्तारवाद। भारत इन दोनों ही चुनौतियों से लड़ रहा है और सदे हुए तरीके से बड़ी हिम्मत के साथ जवाब भी दे रहा है। रक्षा के क्षेत्र में देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने, भारत की कंपनियों को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए, हमारे मेहनती उद्यमियों को नए अवसर उपलब्ध कराने के लिए हमारे प्रयास निरंतर जारी हैं। मैं देश को विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि देश की रक्षा में लगी हमारी सेनाओं के हाथ मजबूत करने के लिए हम कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ेंगे।
That was an important intervention by Prime Minister on the issue of terrorism and expansionism. Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, given the crisis that is unfolding in our neighborhood in Afghanistan, do you see the Prime Minister's statement in the larger context, a challenging road ahead also for our defense and diplomatic fronts?
Definitely. Now, what the ambassador just said, is terrorism, Pakistan has been using it as an instrument of state policy. Now, that's absolutely exposed. Look at the way they've gone about it in Afghanistan. Is there any way that you think the Taliban could have done what they have done without the support of Pakistan? It's impossible. So it is not just Taliban, it is Pakistan fully supporting Taliban and being a part of it. And what more evidence does the world require that yes, the 75% of the terrorism in the world emanates from Pakistan. Now that's the kind of neighbor that we have, from where the neighbor which is using terrorism as an instrument of state policy. With that in mind and the kind of crisis that have developed in Afghanistan, despite the President Trump earlier had once said that we've been pumping in billions of dollars and all that Pakistan did was to make a fool of this. And that is a kind of statement coming out from countries like US. You can well imagine what Pakistan is doing. Now look at it, the support it gets from China. Now China, the Prime Minister was asked, he did not mention China by name, he did not mention Pakistan by name, but it was quite evident that whether in South China see the kind of expansionism being seen by the world over of China, or even in Ladakh, the way the Chinese are going about it, that is all quite evident that yes, these are challenges that we have to face. We have to live up to these challenges. He said we are preparing our armed forces for it, and rightly so, until and unless the armed forces prepare themselves, get modernized, get equipped themselves to be able to face challenges of terrorism and expansionism, there is no way. And for which we have the will, we have the political will, and we have the military might, and we have the diplomatic skills to execute each of it, for which there is requirement is to grow economically, and for which there is a requirement of all of us to work together. Until and unless the nation stands united, these kind of challenges and war, imagine both of it in our neighborhood, whether it is terrorism emanating from Pakistan and it is expansionism emanating from China. With that in view, I think the Prime Minister has made it very clear that he intends to equip the armed forces, he intends to tell the armed forces to be ready at all times, and the countrymen must be prepared to grow and to ensure that there is unity within the country.
Absolutely, Lieutenant General Kulkarni, thank you so much for having joined us. We'll let you go at this moment. And Ambassador Prakash, has India exhibited to the world that it has the political will to take bold and strong decisions like the surgical strike, a mention that the Prime Minister made? And are we even thinking out of the box, regrouping Quad, willing to meet Quad members in person some months from now?
There is no doubt about that India under the leadership of the Prime Minister has walked the talk. A very clear message has been sent to the neighborhood that India wants peace, India wants cooperation, India wants to live side by side in harmony. But if there is this kind of a behavior, if they engage in misadventure, then there is a price to pay. And the price, the heat has been taken right across the border to where the heat should be taken. A message has been sent, whether it is to our north, whether it is to our west. And I think our neighbors will do well to pay heed that India knows, India is determined to take, to secure itself, to protect itself, and to inflict a cost if India has to. So that is point one. Secondly, this is a fight which needs international cooperation. Now let me talk of Quad for a minute, because Quad is a grouping of like-minded countries, democratic countries who believe in rule of law, not rule of power, which is open, which is willing to incorporate, embrace every country that believes in the rule of law. And the whole idea is that it should become a forum which can help in enhancing security, freedom of navigation, a coercion-free environment, and also be able to contribute meaningfully, whether it is a question of enhancing or mitigating the rigors of climate change, whether it is enhancing democratic roots, whether it's a question of the pandemic. So whether it is Quad, whether there are other forums, India is working very closely in not only strengthening her defenses, but also working with other countries in order to push back those forces which are being disruptive, which are going against the will of the Committee of Nations.
Right. Shubhimal, this government has converted Look East into Act East. How crucial is the vision of this government to connect the whole of Northeast to several ASEAN countries, because several projects are now in advanced stages, and Prime Minister also referred to connectivity between the Northeast, Bangladesh and Myanmar, to name a few?
See, as far as the Act East policy is concerned, and just taking a cue from Ambassador Vishnu Prakash right now, that one of the finest relationship that Prime Minister and this government has built up has been with Bangladesh. We have been able to sort our land issues. We have had now regular exchanges on all the issues that connect us, and that is the groundwork that takes your Act East forward to all the Asian countries. Unfortunately, you know, in Myanmar there has been certain developments that have put some brakes, but the effort to push Act East and build up the capacity within the northeastern region has been tremendous. Whether it is organic farming, whether it is solar activities, whether it is connectivity, in all the fronts this government has scored. Let me give you just one figure. 68,000 crores of rupees is the allocation for Northeast from the various ministries this year from the central government. Even in the COVID period, more than 220 crores have been sent to the northeastern states for building up the health infrastructure. Now, infrastructure development, there is a special northeastern infrastructure fund that is made available for building this. Earlier during the Congress government's time, many of the projects that were very well envisaged but were never completed, you know, whether it was the broad gauge conversion project. Today railways have more than 20 projects with an outlay of 74,000 crores that's going on in the region. National highways, connectivity on so many sectors, more than 40 projects are happening only in Assam itself.
The Bogibeel Bridge we just saw.
You just saw the the person from Dhemaji, the young ladies from Dhemaji speaking. Now that Dibrugarh and Dhemaji are on the other side of Brahmaputra. I have gone by boat from one to the other. Now they have a lovely bridge, and not only it has connected them, but that bridge has become a tourist spot in that region. A lot of people go there just to see the bridge. So,
and Subbimal, briefly, is then the Northeast also ready for that sort of becoming a growth engine that Prime Minister emphasized upon? Not anymore a region that perhaps only works on aid, but also ready to take that leadership role.
Yeah, I think many of these things are already being seen. In the recent Olympic Games, you have seen that how this the three young ladies who brought medals for us. Now these are all individual hard work efforts which has got government support in the last few years. They have talents. So the soft power skills in the northeastern states, if we are able to give policy support to bring out more such talents, it's not only relegated to sports. There are many other areas, IT, BPO, these are the sectors that people from the region have innate talents, to perform, and the hospitality industry almost across the country today survives from the people from the northeastern region.
And there's also organic farming and herbal medicine.
Absolutely. When you are building the capacity there, you are taking them back to their own places to be able to contribute to the region. And that's a big change from a perception that has always been about the region not being peaceful or not being capable.
Right. Well, on that note, we'll thank you, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash and Subbimal, for having joined us with your perspective for the special broadcast on India's 75th Independence Day. We'll continue. A new panel of guests and anchors will join you now. Stay tuned.
And happy Independence Day to you once again. Namaskar.
Thank you.